Okay, so have a pleasant day, everyone. So I am Deza P. Gorgonio, your reporter in this video, and I am going to report about the process of censorship, which is the continuation of Mr. Digino's report. So when we say censorship, it is the suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene. So politically or politically unacceptable or a threat to security. So there are 6 factors involved in book challenges according to Hopkins' study in 1991. So first we have the narrative about the text challenge and the issue of complaint. So this factor relates to the specific content of the book that is being challenged and the reasons or concerns raised by the challengers. Next, the challengers or the party initiating the challenge. So these are the challengers. So there are individuals or groups who initiate the challenge. So their motivations, beliefs, and perspectives on the contents of the book can shape the challenge processes. Next is the librarian's character and expertise. So the library's existing policy of level of implementation. So the librarian's character and expertise. So the qualities and the knowledge and skills of the librarian responsible for handling the challenge play a role in how it is addressed. So their ability to effectively communicate, provide information, and advocate for intellectual freedom can impact the outcome. So the library's existing policy and level of implementation. The libraries typically have policies in place that guide their handling of challenges. So the strength and clarity these policies as well as how consistently they are implemented can influence the resolution of book challenges. Next is the degree of support and involvement of the academic institution, faculty, personnel, and officials. So, the instance of level of engagement of individuals within the academic institution where the challenge occurs, such as teachers, administrators, and staff, can affect the outcome. So their support or opposition to the challenge can influence decision making. And the last factor is the external support provided by the immediate community by Jinskins 2011. So the perspectives, opinions, and involvement of the community surrounding the library or academic institution can also impact the resolution of book challenges. So to support or opposition from community members can have an influence on decision-making processes. So these factors, as identified in the study, help provide a framework for understanding the various elements involved in book challenges and how they may contribute to the outcome. So next is the factors depicts the delicate process of censorship in the academe. So it is important to note that censorship and book challenges are not synonyms. So censorship typically involves the restriction or prohibition of certain materials. So while the book challenges refer to attempts to have a book removed or restricted in a particular institution or community. That being said, let's address the factors let's mention the context of the book challenges. So first is the raising of the nature of complaint about a book or literature. So this refers to the specific concerns or objections raised by the challenger regarding the content of the book or literature in question. It is important to consider also the validity of these concerns and their impact on academic freedom and intellectual diversity. Second, the knowledge of the individual or the acknowledgement of the individual or party raising the issue. So, recognizing and understanding the perspectives and motivations of those initiating the challenge is necessary to engage in meaningful dialogue and find a balanced resolution. So, this includes considering their values, beliefs, and any relevant background information. Next is the librarian's statement regarding the background of the literature and the issue of concern. So the librarian can provide valuable context and expertise regarding the book or literature being challenged. So they can offer information about the author, historical, or literature being challenged. So, and the potential educational value of the material. This enables a more informed discussion and decision-making process. It is important to approach book challenges with an appreciation for academic freedom, intellectual inquiry, and the diverse perspectives that exist within a community. So, respectful dialogue, careful consideration of multiple viewpoints, and adhere to established policies can help navigate the delicate process of addressing book challenges in academia. Next is the citing of the library policies adhered with maximum observance during the selection of the book or literature. So the citing of library policies. This factor emphasizes the importance of adhering to established library policies when selecting books or literature. It ensures that materials are chosen based on objective guidelines such as academic relevance, educational value, and intellectual freedom. Next is the inter-institution's participation or board of directors or faculty officials during the discussion whether in favor or against the complaint. So the institution's participation. So the involvement of key stakeholders such as the board of directors or faculty officials is very important in handling censorship issues. Their participation in discussions helps provide a broader perspective and promotes transparency, accountability, and adherence to institutional values. Next is the involvement of the immediate community in expressing their view on the matter. So, the involvement of the immediate community. So, community input plays a significant role in addressing censorship issues, providing stakeholders including students, parents, and community members with opportunities to express their views, fosters inclusivity, and promotes democratic decision-making in the academic context. So, engaging in a comprehensive and thoughtful process that considers these factors can help navigate the complexities of censorship in academia. It is essential to strike a balance between maintaining academic freedom and intellectual diversity while respecting the concerns and values of all parties involved. Next is um, the process of censorship is to the process of censorship aims to reach a solution for the issue in question, ultimately determining the fate of the literature or book involvement. It is important to note that censorship can occur both in response to a challenge raised by an individual or group, as well as without any external challenge. The librarians and educators, based on their expertise and understanding of their community, value and policies, may engage in what is often referred to as personal censorship. So during the selection or process of library text, this occurs when they make decisions not to include certain literature due to potentially objectionable content. Such decisions are often made with the intention of ensuring that materials are appropriate for the intended audience and aligned with educational objectives and community standards. However, it is crucial for librarians and educators to approach this process with careful consideration, openness, and adherence to professional guidelines and principles. Guidelines and principles. So the goal should be to maintain a balance between intellectual freedom and responsible selection. So ensuring that the censorship decisions are made in the best interest of the educational community while respecting the diversity of opinions and perspectives. Open dialogue, transparency, and the availability of alternative viewpoints are essential in navigating the delicate balance between censorship and intellectual freedom in academia. So, when faced with objections or concerns regarding a specific literature or books, librarians and educators may consider various options in response. These options could include closed shelving, which means that access to the literature would require parents' note or permission. So, this approach involves placing the literature in a section that requires parental permission or a note for access. So, dili basta-basta maka-access ang mga students or children sa kaninga section ng books. It allows for a level of control over who can view or borrow the materials while still making it available to interested readers. So, magkinahanglan sila asa og parents' consent before maka-access sa kaninga section ng mga books. So, relocation to reference section where the material could not be checked out. So, if the concern is significant but not severe enough to warrant complete removal, the literature may be relocated to the reference section. So, i-relocate ra, dili lang nga ma-remove ang kanang gi-restrict ra na mga books. So, in this case, the material would still be accessible for reading within the library but not available for check-out. So, if you have been in the library, there are let's say section in the library that you cannot check out a book only, but you can access it only inside the library. Next is the reclassifying for higher level, reclassifying the material for access only among students in the higher level. So, classifying for higher level access. If the objectionable content is deemed inappropriate for certain age groups but still valuable for older or more mature students, so if naay isa ka book nga kuan ang content dili pwede sa mga bata pero pwede sa mga mature, dili na sidya laong i-remove ang book. Pero dili na maka-access diha ang mga lamang children or childs, only the mature, only the pwede na mga students like mature students. The literature may be classified for access only among students at a higher level. This ensures that the material is still available, but with appropriate considerations for age appropriateness. Next is, in cases among publishing companies, altering literary text to remove the offensive statements. So, altering literary text with great caution. In some rare cases, alterations may be considered to remove offensive or objectionable statements. However, modifying text should be done sparingly and with great caution, as it can potentially compromise the integrity of the work or infringe upon the author's intent. The decision to alter a literary text should involve careful consideration of ethical implications and should be approached transparently. Next. And lastly, for worst cases, banning the literary text or book, which means access to such is entirely restricted or removed. So, the most extreme response would be to ban the literary text entirely. So, which would result in the removal of access to the material. So, this is generally considered a last resort and is typically reserved for situations where the content is deemed high, objectionable, or harmful. So, banning a literary text should be approached with great care and only after thorough evaluation and consideration of all perspectives. It is important for librarians and educators to engage in open dialogue, consider multiple viewpoints, and adhere to established policies and guidelines when making decisions about censorship. So, the ultimate goal should be to ensure intellectual freedom, promote critical thinking, and provide access to diverse perspectives while ensuring the well-being and educational development of the community. And that would be all. Thank you all for listening. Thank you.